Is this the future of surveying? Today I am looking at the SHARE S20 scanner, and I want to see if this handheld SLAM scanner is the future of how we do survey mapping. The SHARE S20 has two 16-megapixel cameras, along with a Livox Mid-360 scanner capable of achieving over 200,000 points per second. And of course, we also have an RTK-enabled GNSS receiver capable of giving us centimeter-level accuracy with our mapping. And today I want to show you just how easy it is to survey this entire town center using a handheld scanner like the S20. Now, as a surveyor, should you even consider buying something like this? Well, the answer is quite simple. If you're going to be able to create high accuracy point clouds that are georeferenced to a coordinate system and have both relative and absolute accuracy, then absolutely, because that is a point cloud that can provide you with quality information. In addition to that, you can do Gaussian splatting with the S20. This will allow you to create a hyper-realistic immersive environment, but I caution surveyors trying to get into Gaussian splatting because it doesn't hold the same level of accuracy as a point cloud. Nonetheless, the SHARE S20 can do both, and today we're going to demonstrate that by surveying this beautiful town center. Realistically, if we wanted to survey this entire street, it would take us several days, if not over a week, to do it traditionally. Now, you could do this with a drone, and we have mapped this area with a drone, but the problem is you don't get the same level of detail had you done it using a terrestrial scanner. Plus, you need to have separate equipment to establish ground control points, process all of that data, georeference your control to the images, and run an entire bundle adjustment just to generate a point cloud that doesn't have the same level of detail that a handheld scanner can achieve. And that's why I want to see just how realistic it is to use a scanner like this and map out this entire area in under 20 minutes. So setting up the S20 is really simple. Everything happens right here on your phone. You'll start by downloading the SHARE Capture app, which is going to allow you to connect to your scanner. I can see my S20 pop up, so I'm just going to say connect. All right, there we go. We are all set. All of our parameters seem to be normal, so we are looking good. Now I can come over here to start, and immediately down at the bottom left, I can see my camera is activated, and I can see a live view. So as I move my hand around here, I can see my hand pop up in the live view. And the first thing I want to do is ensure that my RTK corrections are coming through. So I'm going to click on settings. I'm going to come over to RTK, and I'm going to click Edit Account. Here I will put my Entrep credentials to ensure that I can achieve centimeter level accuracy. Now, if you're looking to create a free Entrep account through your state's CORS network, check out the link in the description to get a list of all of the states in the US and the website to set up your Entrep credentials. All right, I'm gonna hit confirm, and we are receiving data, and there we go. On the top right, it says we're fixed. So we're getting RTK corrections to our scanner, giving us high accuracy positioning while we're working. And it's as simple as that. Now I'm going to start collecting data, and in under 20 minutes, we're going to have this entire town center mapped out using the SHARE S20. All right, so I'm gonna start out by putting the scanner down here on the ground so that we can initialize everything before we start. So it's initializing now, and once it's ready, it'll tell me to pick it up and start scanning. All right, I picked it up. All right, here we go, and now we're going to start scanning, and we get a nice live view of the point cloud being generated, as well as the camera on the bottom showing us what the camera view of the scanner is. You can also see in real time what the trajectories look like. And I also get messages telling me, hey, to slow down if I ever do go a little bit more than 1 meter per second. So what I like to do as we approach certain areas that have very defined points is actually to establish ground control points. So what you do is you set your scanner down just like this. And so this little crosshair right here, that is where the point is going to be measured. I'll then come over here to my GCP manager, add a point, and confirm. And it's actually going to collect a ground control point using the GNSS receiver built in with RTK corrections and centimeter level accuracy. That way you don't need to have your own equipment. You can just keep using the scanner. Once it's done, you just pick it up and you keep scanning. Looks like we have some construction going on right here. We'll be able to capture all that incredible detail. I've got a manhole right here. Honestly, I'm gonna actually go ahead and take a shot on this manhole. So I'll set my scanner right in the center of it, go to my GCP manager, add a point, confirm, and there we go. That's all I gotta do. It's gonna collect the data for me, and once it's ready, we'll pick it up and keep going. Perfect, pick that up. Let's keep going. Here's a good corner that we can grab. It's got a pretty good defining edge. Right, select the point, confirm. Perfect. All right, let's keep going. All right, we'll do another one right here. Pick this up and keep going. All right, let's set one right here on the catch basin. We'll set it right in the center. And what I love about this is I'm able to get really detailed points on structures like manholes and catch basins, utility structures that are really critical. And to be quite honest, if I was to survey this like traditionally, I'd have to get like every single finished floor. I'd have to get all of the little details, the parking stripes. And now all I need to do is just walk and everything is scanned and we can digitize everything in the office. There's no chance of missing anything because we have a full digital twin of our entire site. Set it here, take a shot, chance to stretch my shoulders. All right, good. Let's pick it up. We'll keep going. All right, looks like we got another catch basin here. I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot on this. There we go. Perfect. Let's pick that up. Keep going. Here's another catch basin. Go ahead and grab this point. Yeah, like we would have to traverse all of this. Like put a point there, take a backside, take a foresight, measure every single one of these units, get all the corners. Like one unit ends and the next one starts. And now it's just look at the data, see what you can do with it. And that's it, it's super simple, I love it. All right, here we go. So we're actually pretty much done with half here of the site. So we're gonna come back to where we pretty much started, go across the street, and we'll measure up the next set of townhomes. Yeah, you can see the trajectory for where we started over there. All right, measure this point. Let's go ahead and cross the street. We're gonna get first the back side of the townhomes and then we'll get the front. So let's get this catch basin right here. Go ahead and measure, pick this up, and get the back end here of the, again, look, like you got a whole bunch of AC units. You've got posts everywhere that you need to grab. And then like on this side, you have like the curb, the gutter, the trees, the fire hydrants. Like there's so much to grab, and to spend a week or more surveying this is just an ineffective way when you can just do a scan like this. Here we got another catch basin here. Let's take advantage of it and use it as a control point. All right, let's keep going. Here we go, we got another one. Measure this. You can just see like the level of detail that's coming out. That whole tree just came out so crisp and beautiful. All right, let's hit this manhole right here. We'll get the center of it. There. Add, confirm. All right, so we're gonna go to the front side of all these units, and that'll be it. We'll have surveyed this entire town center in right around 20 minutes. All right, we got another corner here that I like where the concrete and the brick meet. And we'll go ahead and collect another control point here. Keep going here. You're going to take another one here, right at the end here. And I like to just measure one more point before we close out. Go ahead and add one more control point. All right, and now I can click stop and confirm. And with that, our scan is now complete. Everything is going to be saved, and we're going to be able to see the point cloud captured with the SHARE S20. All right, and if we take a look here, we can see this is our entire point cloud. Just incredible. We can also view the intensity of the point cloud, see where reflectivity came in really well, and you can also see where the ground control points came in. So it's good to see that, to know that we actually were recording points and that it was stored in the data set. You can also see an elevation map, which is really good to see, to make sure that we don't have any like major tilting going up or down when it should be, you know, relatively flat, but it appears to be quite flat, which is good. I like seeing this. And this is just a good gut check to see in the field before you take your data and go back into the office. So now that we've finished collecting data with the SHARE S20, let's head inside so that we can process all this data and see our results.
And with all of that data, let's go ahead and bring everything into SHARE 3D Cam Point Clouds Studio. Here you can see the data that we collected, and if I click on it, I get some parameters that we can set. The first one is the GNSS fusion. This would allow us to use the GNSS receiver to ensure that we have high accuracy trajectories. Now, the first thing it'll ask us for is what the input coordinate system is. We will always be using WGS84. And then we want to put our target coordinate system. So for me, that's going to be NAD83, Michigan South Zone. We're then asked to put our height offset. And this is going to be our geoid undulation that takes us from ellipsoid height to orthometric height. I know some of these terms seem a little confusing, and we cover all of this inside of the survey school, where we break down the fundamentals of GNSS technology and how we use these parameters to project our our data into a specific coordinate system. Now, if you don't know anything about coordinate systems or geoid models, and you just want to produce a relative model, then what you can do is just select their default coordinate system right here. Now, at the time of recording, you cannot fuse both the GNSS observations and your control points. So what we're going to do is actually use those control points that we measured as checkpoints. This will allow us to see the accuracy of our point cloud and verify the reliability of the data. I usually keep structure for motion on to help with our camera to LiDAR calibration. We also want to export the images that come out of the cameras. I don't need to upscale the point cloud because we are mapping outside and we'll have plenty of data to work with. I'll select an LAS output format, and yeah, I'll go ahead and apply my parameters and then start calculation. And I've already done this for you guys, so let's go ahead and see the point cloud. And here it is. This is our site. You can see, I mean, the amount of detail, how clear and crisp everything is. It is quite incredible. The range in which we were able to capture features and buildings outside of our site. I mean, this is really, really great. I mean, you saw it only took about 20 minutes of data collection to get all of this data. Now, one limitation I did find is that we are being projected into UTM. So even though I selected NAD83, SHARE is projecting me into UTM zone 17. Now, this isn't a huge issue because you can always reproject your point cloud into whatever data you import the LAS file into. So do keep that in mind. And when you do look at the coordinates, you are going to see them. They are in meters, and this is orthometric height, but again, it's in meters. But yeah, overall, as a surveyor, I mean, I am seeing a very nice and full point cloud. I'm easily going to be able to extract the finished floor elevations of all of these doors. Building corners will be very easy to see, and I can definitely see the change in elevation when we go from gutter to curb. Now, there are a lot of great tools here inside of the Point Cloud Studio, but the one that I'm going to show you is the precision check. Since we measured 16 control points using the S20, I want to use those control points as checkpoints to see how accurate our point cloud turned out using just the RTK trajectories captured with our GNSS antenna. So what I'm going to do is come up here to precision check, and I'm going to select our control points, and there we go. Our points were brought in, and I mean, just at a glance here, I can see everything seems to be hitting correctly like where it should, so that's good. And here I can select pick point, and it'll take me to our control points. And so what I can do here is I can actually georeference the position of point number 1. This right here will be point number 2. This is point number 3, point number 4, point number 5. Here's point number 6, point number 7, point number 8, point number 9. Here's 10, 11. This one is 12, 13, 14, 15. And last but not least, point number 16. Cool, so all of these points now have been georeferenced, and I do recognize that this isn't the most accurate georeferencing. These are just checkpoints, and I just want a ballpark of what kind of absolute accuracy we should expect. So looking here, I can come down and click matching calculation, and we can see the maximum error was 7 centimeters, but the root mean square error was only 3 centimeters in the horizontal. Same story in the vertical. The worst error was 7 centimeters, but the root mean square error was 4 centimeters in the vertical, and overall our root mean square error in the 3 directions is 5 centimeters. And for a handheld scanner, to get 5 centimeters of accuracy is actually not that bad, considering how much time it would have taken us to do something like this traditionally. Special thanks to SHARE for sponsoring today's video. If you'd like to learn more about their products, definitely check out the link down in the description. And if you're looking to elevate your survey knowledge and advance your surveying career, then visit thesurveyschool.com. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.